Hello, my name is Kainzmeier, and I am a sales engineer here at Alteryx. And I have the honor today to dive a little into our new Alteryx One. Alteryx One is announced at our Inspire conference this May and is our new big thing that we are offering to our existing and new customers to get more out of the analytics itself. We call it the next era of analytics. And what we bring together is a real unified platform to automate and scale anywhere. And I would like to give you a first step into that new one. I will not cut every single thing, but in the next upcoming 20 minutes, I will try to get you a glimpse about the single license that is written here in the first pillar, about how we bring together on and off cloud, how you can do end-to-end analytics, building solutions with natural language, connect deeply with data platforms, and automate and orchestrate that we see at the end a central governed environment for your trusted data. But let's start simple with a licensing thing. One meets you where you are. So what we are doing with our new Alteryx One editions is that we try to package our technology that it's more easy to use where you are right now. From the starter to the enterprise, you are getting from left to right more automation. And from the starter to the enterprise, you're also getting more features, more capabilities that you can use in your analytics scenarios and data workflows. That is a great option to meet you where you are. When you are right now, simply having the first analytics use cases, you can start in with a starter edition, bring some data to dance in the first glance based on files, for example. But if you need more, you update to the professional edition, having then some insights generating scenarios, more AI support and capabilities. And you can decide if you would like to design offline or online in our cloud edition. You can orchestrate it together and find your insights in a nice and handy data steward that automates what is important for you. And the Enterprise Edition extends this then in regards of scheduling and more ways how to use AI in the Alteryx world and in your work processes. To bring that technology-wise to a kind of architecture, you see here our Alteryx platform that you get, and let's keep it simple, from the Enterprise Edition downwards. So what you can do with all the technology in the enterprise, and what I would like to touch today in the first step is the new natural language interface that Alteryx One is providing. It's called Copilot. I think you know that term from different other scenarios that you're using potentially day by day. And then we drive more towards additional LLM scenarios to support your business needs, but also do touch on how we integrate and how we leverage what your company has already invested and make more out of that investment. Here we show that we offer with Alteryx One flexible deployment. That means with this new licensing that you can buy in, you have the ability to use off and on site. Besides, you do not need to choose which one you need or in your journey. So that means when you are right now in a on-premises world at home, you can leverage our on-premises designer. And when your company is walking towards a cloud approach and passing the hybrid world too, you can bring it together and more step by step go over to a pure cloud-only approach while leveraging the same licensing and the same scenarios that you know, and in special, because we are as user-friendly as possible, the same look and feel of your analytics landscape. At the other hand, speaking about automation orchestration, we're bringing it all together. You can leverage as many automation scenarios and environments as needed. You build out your big landscape of data and analytics workflows that fueling your business. But to do it a little bit more practically, one is AI infused. And with that, I will, introduce more and more the first showcase that I brought with me to show you what that means. Here we see how one is leveraging AI and use it for your business and your speed of designing analytical and data processes. First, we will take a look at, we make it even more easy for you to build out the workflows and also gaining more data literacy while leveraging and using Alteryx One. Second, how to incorporate large language models into your processes. And third, what that means with all the business data that need to be trustworthy when using internal company LLMs or subscribed ones that need to enrich and be prepared for what you, out of your professional circumstances, are asking it. But very first, to the first point, Alteryx Copilot. It's getting even easier, as I said, to start in Alteryx, to learn how data can dance for you, to help you where you are, even if you are more advanced and would like to learn more or work faster, and how to turn words into Alteryx processes. I would like to show you this on today's showcase. It is a showcase about sales performance data. So that means we have two data sets with sales data of products that you are selling. And first, we need to prepare this data, join them together, and having then fueling it into to get insights out of a mission that we can offer to have the possibility to dive as deep as possible. You see two screenshots at the bottom of this slide. These are more or less the results that we are aiming for. But I will, through that journey, show you different aspects of Alteryx One, getting you through different scenarios in on and off cloud, but also combining them in a hybrid world to get your situation going in our Alteryx One platform. So let's switch screens, and I will show you what I exactly mean with that. The very first thing is the Alteryx One off cloud designer here in front of you. I already have two data sets in. I also run it one time. You see here sales data and customer data. And what we are doing right now is using this Copilot that I introduced to you. And most of you potentially know this configuration interface here at the very left-hand side. But I will not say that we do not touch it, but we are trying to not touch it this session. So what I'm doing is I'm introducing the Copilot to you. It's in public beta, so you can use it if you want. You can go to our marketplace. I'm continuing my preview, and I will pin it. So we have it here by hand, and we can see what the configuration will look like, what our Copilot is doing. But beside what I will do here, really building the workflow, it can also help as an LLM do, because behind the scenes, there is a large language model that helping not only by designing an Alteryx process, it's also about helping to learn more about data analytics and enriching and extending your data literacy. So the first thing what I would like to do here is to change a little bit the metadata. So a few fields we need to change. We would like to remove a few fields to have only the important fields going and rename one field. So that's as simple. I prepared some prompts so we do not need to type all those things and seeing my mistyping. But for now, I will read it for you. For the sales first-class use case DSV dataset, I need to change the revenue field to double and the date of order to date field, and also rename it to date. In addition, remove account, age in years, click impressions, revenue 60 days, age, and reporting months. So that means we are simply sending this prompt, and I hope you are also as interested as I what exactly it's doing. But I tested it a little and it worked really well. I'm doing it now since a few weeks and months, playing around with it. And as you see, we have here a prompt that says, okay, I have done it. He's describing what he has done, and he placed the tool itself to the canvas here. And we can also see here at the left-hand side, because we already highlighted the tool, that he really deselected, changed date types, and renamed it. And when we run it right now, we can see also that this works well in our scenario. We have here an update, can switch to. So I think that is great. For the second data set, we do not need to do as much. It's a kind of removing one field with an asterisk and bringing the other field to a numeric. I'm not saying date right doubled right now. I'm saying numeric. So let's see if he can also interpret this to what kind of field he is changing it. So we'll see here to an integer field, deselecting the asterisk, clicking the run button. Let's see. We now have it at integer. So it works well, right? I think that's really nice. And now we do some little bit more complex. Now I would like to join these two data sets. Now I need to join the data based on the customer name. And you see I'm leaving more and more signs out. So you see you do not need to type it as in depth as I did in the first prompts, but it makes sometimes more sense to get a better result out of a Gen AI. I think you see it day by day when you're leveraging AIs in that circumstance. So you see it's connected. We have the correct join field, but what he did, he's renaming things, and we have also missed fields. So I simply, and as I said, I'm not doing too much via all renames. I would like to have renames, and also forgot missing fields. So let's drive it that way. And potentially we wouldn't like to have that double up of customer name, right? So let's run it. And we see our joint data set here. Brilliant. Now let's do some formula thing. I think that's a cool one. I like it a lot. Zoom in. Based on the account age in years field, I need a new one called age. That shows me 3 categories based on the rules: less than 2 years if the field is less than 2, 3 to 5 years if the value is less than 5, and greater than 5 years if the value is bigger than 5. Let's see what our LLM is producing right now. Thinking, and yeah, while we're waiting, behind the scenes, we have here Gemini as a model. It's fine-tuned based on our community data, our help data, and a lot of other stuff. Also, the structure of how our workflow is get built. And you see it working really great. We see now, after our formula here, our nice and handy new category that we placed and having then additional insights on that. Yeah, what I see is here we have some kind of trailing spaces, so I do not need to know exactly which kind of tool I need. Simply say, I see trading spaces, remove the spaces in all fields. Let's see if he really selects all fields. But it's helping a lot. It's placing the right tool badly at the wrong connection, but that is simple. You know, Alteryx really easy. All tools are selected, leading and trailing spaces. So give it a shot. And we have cleaned our data. Now I would like only to have data from 2019 onwards, giving a filter here and go for it. While we are waiting, there is no data communication to the large language model behind the scenes. That's really important to have data privacy. Only metadata will be get communicated, like column headers, field headers, so to say. So that's really something that needs to be communicated while presenting such a nice and handy tool. So after the filter, it's configured well. We have only data in the true from 2019 onwards, and in the wrong is the all back again. And finally, let's browse the whole thing. And this is a simple one. Run it, and we have our nice and handy data profile left-hand side. So really cool, isn't it? Yeah, so that's first demonstration about the Copilot that we are having in public preview. So you are able to download it from the marketplace. Try it out. It's really helpful also for me. And you see, we really nearly not touch for that little workflow in a few minutes our configuration window. So that is really something that I like, and the whole world is transitioning to more and more Copilots that's supporting our brilliant human brains. Good. So what I will show you right now, in addition, because I told you deployment is something that is not anymore a big case, I will show you our Alteryx platform, the one platform here. And what I did is I already built this workflow, as you saw in the screenshot in my little introduction to this use case. And here in the library, we can also have the designer desktop workflows present here in this nice category. You see it here. So the cloud, and now we're speaking about hybrid, is absolutely capable of getting this designer desktop of cloud workflows presented, and we can leverage the platform then to schedule, run, view asset details, share it, tag it, duplicate it, transfer ownership. For example, we have also versioning included. So you see here, I uploaded already 6 versions of this nice workflow. It's not run, but I am the owner and I have the privileges to that thing. And to show you how incorporated it is, we have the designer also make capable of leveraging this cloud by opening directly from our cloud infrastructure. That means the same workflow can be simply loaded from all my workflows. I see the version, I can open it up, and then it gets directly visible here in my designer interface. So that's hopefully showing you how we have hybrid made possible and how we can use with one license the whole platform and meet you where you are with your analytics journey. And here is a next interesting thing. That's the connection to our Auto Insights and our cloud data platform. And to show you how this now helps us more and more getting these data not only prepared as fast and easy as possible, but also visible in regards of how we perform at our sales performance insight use case. I will simply run this, and then we see how this data is getting to be transformed. And I'm simply now hitting Control R for run, and then it's communicating directly with our cloud platform. And you see right now it's uploading the data. While this process is taking a second, we can, when we are, for example, a cloud native company, we can use the cloud native tool to build the same thing. And please do not see it as the same, because it's looking the same. And this is really important for us at Alteryx, that if you going in the cloud or offline, the user interface itself is is as similar as possible, but with some innovation that we can offer in cloud because of this high capacity of processing that a cloud can afford. So what we are doing, we are going back to our landing page and leveraging the Designer Cloud scenario when you are building out your cloud workflow. I've already done that, but I will show you that it is really as it looks like in our offline version. And we have here the ability to also consume all our tools, no code. As we see it, it looks really familiar as we have done it with Copilot a few seconds ago. We have this results grid in the bottom, a configuration pane, and also our anchors. And what is new, you do not need to run it. That's really amazing. The run jobs button is there, but it's only then for really the runtime, not in design time. In design time, you see directly live when you're clicking an anchor, how the data is performed until that point. It's also when you're building new ones. So when I now would like to have, for example, sorting of my data directly after that, and will sort simply by customer name, for example, I do not need to run it because I see it right now here in my result grid and can leverage that directly in the UI. So that's one thing. The second thing, when we, for example, go to our output, I have a data profile directly here in my result grid. And we have suggestions that we can use when clicking a column or brushing over a text, and then can browse over with our mouse to see how we then, for example, in summarize, see the result or a select or a formula tool. Or when we, for example, would like to have this enterprise, then we can replace it with an regex, filter it down, or anything like this. That's dependent on how you interact with this interactive result grid. You can also plug it out for a bigger data view and have also the simple metadata view that you know and love from our Designer desktop environment. Besides, you can also download a copy of the data right now, but this is also possible to deactivate. So what we are now see here, we see here our process that we built with Copilot first, downloaded it directly to Designer desktop second, and now in our cloud first interface that looks as familiar as possible with your current installation if you have one. If not, you can decide which strategy your company has and which environment you need to leverage. At the end, we are ending up in Auto Insights. That's also one portion of our platform to generate insights. And insights are really as easy as it sounds like. It's a digital data steward that's curating your data already. And we have here our data set already there. And we can use one of our missions templates or creating a blank new one, or leveraging also AI to see more use cases that are possible in this use case. But for now, let's do an executive summary, select our data set that we would like to see, and say create mission. And we see then the highlights that based on the data and the analysis that was done automatically is showing us. We see here, I will exit this editing mode. We see here subsites. I have here my summary of the different segments that our data has, and that is really something that's absolutely cool and in my eyes also shiny and nice. You can view the page diving into that revenue-orientated summation. And what I also love is that we can change the date types and enrich our time span, but we can, in special for sales performance data, it makes a lot of sense, ingest goal data. So we see then how we are performing against our goals. And Auto Insights is automatically then also populating our main drivers, why we are hitting our goal or even going beyond, or being under our goal. So I can really then say, okay, nice, EMEA is doing really great. Why is it? And adding a filter. And this is how Auto Insights is working. You can dive deep and use our Alteryx One to get that answer that you're searching for without any interaction with someone building a dashboard for your sales performance data. So for now, it should be enough, but we will come for a little later back to our presentation of this use case. So let's go beyond and say how one is getting more AI infused. So when elaborating point 2 here, we see that we already had a lot and have a lot of AI tools and additions in our Alteryx One, but there is more that comes. And right now we are in private preview of our Gen AI tool palette that brings additional tools to prompt, but also to automate already things like data quality, like schema alignment, and you can bring your own AI model, but you can also connect to AI models that out there, or you are subscribed in a private subscription to. We are really close to a public preview, but I am not sure right now when exactly this date will hit live. But if you are interested, seeing these in action, then go to DataPulse and the user group's YouTube channel, because yesterday, so at the 24th of June 2025, Jupiter and the DataPulse team, Bart and Emil, presented 60 real AI use cases in 1.5 hours. So that's really amazing. Each and every department get something to automate with Gen AI. So an amazing content. Please tune in when you are really seeing that before 26 or later. Stay tuned for 1 to 2 days to get the content uploaded, but as it is, should be in at least at the end of the week. Third, and this is only now a little teaser because we need more time to get deep on that. It's how to fuel AI applications with AI-ready data. And this is really one important task that each and every company needs to do to get really efficient, trustworthy AI answers based on their business data. And this is something where we as Alteryx can help a ton, not only in prep blending, enriching, and ingesting, or in special wording, embedding into local vector databases. It's also more about fulfilling the requirements of the regulation, like the AI EU Act, to get all the processes and all the compliance done in regards of that trustworthy data foundation. To have a little introduction, I will show you up one of the last slides that I presented 2 months ago in one of my webinars, and you will be now teased with that, and you will get a link in a minute to show the full story. So take this minute with me. Without a good database, all the AI in the world won't help. However, everyone is currently experimenting with AI. The domain experts have the knowledge to process the data, but tend not to have access to the technologies in which it is governed. Through the deep integration that Alteryx represents, this value is raised and represents one of the most important pillars for the validated implementation of AI. And this is on the highest quality data ensured by the people, the domain experts, who know exactly what this data should look like. The goal becomes achievable. Agentic AI and data analytics automation, and much more based on the most trustworthy data and validated AI. To see the full presentation, as I said, clicking the QR code or pausing here and capturing the QR code to find you then at the on-demand registration page of the webinar that I held, Is Your Data Stack Ready for AI? But we are not ending here. It's only a teaser. And one thing that I mentioned here at this slide, we are now going a little deeper. One extends the value of your investment. Alteryx One, the off and on cloud, have deep integrations into the main cloud data platforms, but also in additional databases and data warehouses where your data is living. And this helps to enlarge the user group, the workforce, to make more out of the data that your company is holding in that pocket. You know our nice and handy no-code tooling, and we are directly tying us to that data platforms, not only by connecting, also to really push down the execution, to use this huge investment, not only by querying, so also by computing the process, in special important when you have big data in your platforms that need to be transformed to get the insights out that you need right now. Back to our little sales performance data, and it's only really a little demonstration that I would like to show you right now. So we are back right now in Auto Insights, but to show you how this is working out in hybrid pure cloud, I will go now first back to our workflow in our cloud interface. And because I am storing that data to Databricks here with the connectivity, and we have here file input, I have the ability to not run only with our Alteryx engine that workflow. I can also use Databricks to push down and leverage the compute power of the Databricks cloud platform to get this going. And as you see, also Snowflake is available. So when I change this, for example, to Snowflake or having Snowflake ingesting data, I can leverage also push down to Snowflake. So that's really something that helps a lot, in special when you need to compute a lot of data. And right now is a lot there, and it will be even more in the upcoming months and years. Second is our connectivity overall. So when I'm going now to my cloud data platform, we have here this connectivity tab, and we can connect to a lot of sources, cloud data warehouses, local databases, SharePoint sites, cloud data storages like S3, Azure Data Lake, Google Cloud Storage, and more. So simply by creating a connection, and now I'm going to the admin side of our platform, also role-based. So that means the connection gets configured by your central data team or the IT team, and then it gets shared to you. Most of these connections are shared with me, and I see the owner here. But I can, if I want, and if I have the privileges to connect to whatever source I would have a need to. So next up is then what to do with when I working hybrid. And this is something where plans come in, our orchestration feature. I already orchestrated one cloud workflow with Auto Insights, so that our cloud workflow is at the end fueling into Auto Insights. So on success, we are streaming it directly to Auto Insights. We see here our workflow itself. We see the input data, the output data. We see Auto Insights here. So I'm directly ingesting it to that data set, and Auto Insights doing the rest. And when it's finished on success, I'm sending a little email to, in that case, myself, but it could be a distributed group or different people. And then I have done it, and I'm receiving an information whenever I need to. I can schedule the whole thing, not only recurring, also on event triggerage, for example, on when changing something in my S3 bucket or SharePoint. But also what's nice and cool is we can have here a little designer desktop element out of this box, and having then also our designer desktop workflows connected in plans and combine it, for example, with an Auto Insights tool. So there is no need anymore to have it beside. That plans combines it all together and bringing the power of all Alteryx One capabilities into one end-to-end workflow. And that is really important for the current landscape, in special based on no code and user friendliness. Let's dive back into the slides for finalizing what we saw. But for one little moment, one feature that is important for the data team when you're working with big data. We have a feature called live query. That means when you're building out a designer workflow in cloud, you're also, while in design phase, the ability to call direct with push down from one of the cloud data platforms that you see right now here. And also seeing more as this limited 1,000 elements, you can scroll down and paging out more and more. And also after joining and stuff like this, you get results going into the results grid that is so feature rich and helps you transforming your data too. To get you a little glimpse what this helps out is when you have big data sets, building out the designer cloud workflow with push down, bringing it to a data set that you potentially have already built in code or not, and bringing then up a designer off cloud workflow to get out the latest and greatest analysis that you need, and then connecting it through plans, through Auto Insights to visualize for the consumers that you have as a requester of this data. Bring it all together. Alteryx One is on and off cloud. Easy, traceable, auditable, fast data insights. AI ingested solution, increasing your automation and can be documented as simple as possible. But what's important for me, it's extending the value of your investments into your existing enterprise platform. As I said, push down is huge. And the fast way of onboarding and getting more data literacy in your business, folks, helps you driving that momentum in the current circumstances of this world. I would like to thank you. Staying tuned for next user group meetings. Have a nice day. It was a pleasure. Take care.